pro makeup artist, whether you're just a beginner, whether you only do your makeup, like this sponge will change your under eye concealer game. Trust me. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I am going to be reviewing the E.L.F. Camo Concealer Sponge as well as their hydrating concealers. And let me just tell you, before we even get into today's video, this sponge is a must-have product. You need this E.L.F. sponge. So if you want to see my review on how well the sponge works with their hydrating concealer, just keep on watching. But before we get into the video, you guys should already know the drill. Make sure you're hitting the like button as well as subscribing to my channel and turning those post notifications on. If you didn't know, I can see channel analytics and it's still like 98% of you watching, you at home, that aren't subscribed. And I'm like, if you're here watching, hello, just click the little button. Don't be a hater. Join the family, you know what I mean? We do a little bit of everything and we have fun. So I know I look a little crazy right now, but we're here to talk about concealers. So I have the E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at the monitor, finder. So I have the Hydrating Concealer. I have two shades, light beige and light peach. I think I'm going to go with light peach. So actually today we're going to be reviewing two products. Not necessarily reviewing the concealer. I have used the concealer before, but I am going to be reviewing the Camo Concealer Sponge. Please ignore that noise in the background. It's my dog. So I first saw this sponge on Aaliyah J's channel and she said this was the sponge that was going to change your life, change the concealer game for you. And I was like, okay, next time I'm in Target, I'll pick it up. Girl, I went to 3 Targets in my area and they were sold out. So I guess everybody was like, is on the bandwagon. So I ordered it from E.L.F.com. So they sent this little tiny product in this whole big box. But so the claim on the website is that this is the ultimate sponge to go with the concealers. So I'm gonna give it a try. Like I said, I've worked with the concealer before. So what I'm going to do is put on my concealer. And then as it dries down, before I blend out, I'm going to read you some of the claims from E.L.F. themselves. These are kind of a dupe. These concealers are kind of a dupe. Well, I believe they are a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. And they retail for $6. So like, you really can't go wrong. I love the concealer. I wasn't like a hydrating concealer person before. And then I realized that it actually was for me. So while I allow that to dry down, let me just read you some of the claims. So the Hydrating Camo Concealer, which is this, comes in 25 shades. It's a full coverage concealer. It is a satin finish. It has drying time. The drying time gives you enough time to play with it. It is a large doe foot size applicator and it dries to the color in the bottle. And it says it has wear all daytime. So this is that big doe foot applicator that they're talking about. I definitely would agree that. So they say that the sponge is perfect for this type of concealing because the actual shape of the sponge is different than a regular sponge. Mine is dampened. It's super soft, softer than Beauty Blender, softer than my, well, a different texture than my Juno & Co. sponge. But the real selling point on this is that you can really like get in those tight corners. So let's see. So I don't know if you can see, but it's like just melting into my skin. So trying to stop making my ugly concealer face, which is super hard. So you can see that it actually blended, I would say, really seamlessly. Like I said, the concealer is meant, according to E.L.F, the sponge is meant to go with the hydrating concealer. I'm not sure if you could use this with any concealer. I don't see why not. I definitely will say this is probably the best $6 I've invested, the best $6 I've spent all year. Just gonna go with a little bit more on my inner corners. I've also been using a new eye cream, which I feel like is also helping my under eye concealer stay good all day and keep me from creasing and just looking a mess. Because, child, sometimes it be looking a mess. Today is another day I have no product on my brows, thanks to Candy Brow Bar. I'm obsessed. I'm like super obsessed with them. I don't know. I can't even explain it. Like, it saves me so much time in the morning. It just saves me so much time. And I always look semi put together. So it's like a new. So what I'm going to do now is take the other side of the sponge, which is a more rounded side, a more rounded end. And I'm just going to, I'm not going to bake. I feel like I'm not going to bake. I feel like I don't really bake that much anymore. So what I'm going to do is use my very favorite, good girl, Marley, good girl. She's potty training and she just used the wee wee pad. Good girl, Marley, you did good, girl. Little victories. Now she'll probably go do 10 bad things, but whatever. So handy dandy, always trusty Airspun. This is my favorite setting powder, my favorite translucent powder. It's always been my great grandmother, my Nana, who I had the privilege of growing up around. She actually would use this every day, well, use Airspun every day, and she would also use Pond's cold cream at night to take off her makeup. And now that I use both products, I totally get it. So as you can see, I just dipped, well, you didn't really get to see, but I just lightly dipped the other end of the Camo sponge in the Airspun, tapped off any excess, and I'm just pressing that in. I'm not baking, I'm just pressing it, going over and over and over again to just press all that product in and set our concealer. I mean, not for nothing, but come on. I feel like you can't really get the whole vision right now because I don't have on blush, highlighter. I still look a little pale. I need a little bit of bronzer. This is my second day using the sponge. I wanted to go ahead and try it out off camera just to kind of see if I really did like it. Because if I didn't like it, I wasn't going to come on here and talk about it. So I can definitely see why the sponge is sold out in all my local Targets. And I actually like it so much. I'm going to order like 2 more just to have because that's my thing. Whenever I love a product, for some reason, it disappears. Like it discontinues or like it's sold out forever. And yeah, so now I buy a ton of those products. So I'm going to go ahead and do my lashes off camera, come back, do blush and highlight and a little bit of bronzer with you guys. But I definitely also wanted to mention in this video, this is the new L'Oreal Air Volume Mascara. It's a little hard to see because of the rose gold packaging. That's actually the mascara I have on right now before putting on my lashes. This is one coat and I feel like if I didn't want to wear lashes, I would be perfectly fine like this. So this is the packaging in case you want to pick it up. I highly recommend it. The claims are that it feels light as air on lashes, as well as a high charge cushiony brush for extreme volume. And I mean, I love mascara. I love L'Oreal mascara. My holy grail mascara is the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I wore it on my wedding day. I want to wear it at my funeral, but this may have replaced it because it literally feels light as air. But I definitely just wanted to put you guys onto that. Okay, so we're back. I have my lashes on. I'm just wearing the Ardell Wispies. These multi-packs are like my favorite things ever whenever they're on sale anywhere, like buy one, get one 50% off. I always stack up because I love them. So, okay, what should we do? What should we do? Let me finish my lip. I only want to finish my lip so that this way, while I talk through the rest of the video, my non-existent lip will be there. I'm still waiting to go get lip injections. Unfortunately, after getting my wisdom teeth pulled out this past summer, I also had some root canals to get done, so it's like a 4 to 6 week waiting period. So that brings me to like January when I can actually go, which is a little upsetting for me because I really, like I said, I think I've said this before in a video, I've had lip injections 2 times before back in 2017 and I just want a little more plumpness in my upper lip. Neither here nor there. This is not the video for that. So anytime that I leave my makeup sitting before putting on the rest of my products, I like to use a Revitalize spray or like a refresher spray. And lately I've been in love with this NYX Bear With Me Cannabis Sativa Revitalize and Set Multitasking Spray. And let me tell you why I love this. I love it because, number one, it smells super good. It's super light and airy. But I love it because it's not a setting spray. It's a Revitalize and Set Multitasking Spray. So I really like the NYX spray just as a quick little refresher when I'm about to apply more powdery products to my face. And I just kind of want to give it a little bit of just like a little bit of a base. So first things first today. I don't know why I said first things first. Today we're basically finishing up. So I'm just basically going to talk through the rest of the steps of my makeup and just kind of give you my overall real opinion and honest review of both the sponge and the concealers. I think it's pretty apparent to tell that I definitely like both the concealer and the sponge. I think they work great together. I'm definitely going to test the sponge on a different concealer. I'm pretty sure it's going to have the same kind of like blurring effect, just a really nice blend, melt into the skin effect. And I think it has a lot to do with the material of the sponge. I don't think it has to be used with the e.l.f. concealer specifically, but I definitely would recommend using it with a hydrating concealer. I think it's just made for a more creamy formula product. I did see in some reviews people were using it for all over face application. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. I love my Juno & Co sponge. Everybody knows that. I think it's the best sponge in the world. It's super affordable. You could buy it at Target, Target.com, literally like $6 or $7. It might even be $5, but seriously my favorite sponge for foundation application. And as far as the concealers go, I can attest to the claims of as far as like the all day wear, because like I said, today is not my first day trying the concealers. All I did today on camera was try the concealer sponge combo. So I feel like the concealer itself, I really do love the creamy formula of it, and it definitely is long wearing throughout the day. I rarely see creases, but like I said earlier, I've also been using an eye cream. I see what we're gonna have to do. I was watching Harush's videos last night and realized she literally has to do her makeup, well, do her videos with her dog in her lap sometimes, because her dog is just very similar to Marley and just in the way. So now that Marley's on my lap, hopefully we'll get some peace and quiet. Girl, you're gonna be filled with Fenty highlighter dust. So I went in with the Fenty Beauty. This is the highlight duo in Girl Next Door Cheek Freak. I do like using it as blush sometimes. I don't discriminate. So I feel like for my face, we are done and we can set. Marley, I want you to get sprayed. She definitely just got sprayed and didn't. So overall, like I said, I've been using the concealer for probably a month or so now. So I know that it is the dupe to Tarte Shape Tape. I absolutely love the concealer. I feel like it lives up to all of its claims. It's super hydrating, easy to blend out. It doesn't crease throughout the day. I really like the product. And now, like I said earlier in the video, I am obsessed with this sponge. If there is nothing that you ever take from my channel, please just go get this sponge. This sponge will change your life. You're probably gonna have to, well, depending where you live, it might be sold out because it was sold out everywhere in my area. But the combo of the two, I mean, it really makes it flawless. I was even surprised with the way the sponge applied the powder and blended in the powder so nicely. The powder just kind of like melted into the concealer. And I thought that was something that was like really, that stood out to me. Another thing that really stands out to me about this sponge is definitely the shape, because I feel like it's actually, like E.L.F. really did their thing with this one. E.L.F. paid attention. E.L.F., I don't know what went on over there at E.L.F., but they made like the best concealer sponge. Highly recommend. If you haven't tried these, go out and get them. And if you're somebody that's not looking for a hydrating concealer, they also have a matte coverage concealer. Me personally, I just like a hydrating concealer underneath the eye because I feel like it creases less, it moves less once it's set down. And yeah, So definitely recommend going out and getting the concealer. But if you don't need a concealer, go out and get the sponge. Like, everybody needs this sponge, whether you're a makeup artist, pro makeup artist, whether you're just a beginner, whether you only do your makeup. Like, this sponge will change your under eye concealer game. Trust me. Trust me. So I hope you enjoyed my video, even though I had to do half of the video with Marley on my lap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So basically, I was trying to tell you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, but Marley has other plans. So you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. She's literally barking at her reflection.